Tips to build your horse's top line, and how long does it take for a horse to build a good top line? Are there specific exercises that would help? Can supplements or different types of feed help too? So a multi-part question for you.
And all the multi-questions in that question were great,
Yeah.
so you'll help me remember them. But so the top line, I like to start everyone on the same page. So the top line is the top of the horse's body from the neck to the tail. So it really is a good word to describe it, is the top line of the horse. And we're talking about muscle. So she,
Riley?
Oh.
Could be either. We don't know.
They are most likely worried about the horse's muscle has gone away. And they don't say if it's a senior horse or not, because it tends to be very common in senior horses. As you age, the muscle just goes away. So the approach sounds right. They're thinking already diet and exercise. It turns out that the research says diet might be the more important factor, because even if you're feeding the horse a complete and balanced diet, if you're exercising almost too much, the top line can go away. So what's really important is to get those key amino acids in there, and by key I mean lysine, which was the first limiting amino acid, and methionine and threonine. In fact, one of my favorite studies, and I have so many, I call them each favorite, but one of my favorite
because they don't know about each other.
That's right,
That's how you
don't
keep
tell
it going.
them. Is by Graham Tears, and they set out to show that if you feed older horses lysine and threonine, their top line improves. What they found was, because they used as a control group young horses. And when they fed them, though, the amino acids, all of the horses, every age group, their top line improved. So what it says is, by feeding key amino acids, we can improve the top line in horses. So the way you do this is, especially if you have grass hay is not really known for being high protein. Alfalfa has more. So, but if you're feeding grass hay, you probably need to supplement. Now, you'll need to be giving a multivitamin or a ration balancer that has protein. Could be a fortified grain. Could be a protein supplement itself on its own. And those tend to have, and I think we have some here. Like here's one that's very popular. It's Triamino, because it has the 3 amino acids I mentioned: lysine, methionine, and threonine. So you can feed that right with whatever hay and grain or ration balancer you're giving it to supplement the protein that is already in their diet. I think one of the questions was how long it takes. We know that it takes at least 2 weeks to see a weight gain in a horse, but that's more fat, and we're talking specifically muscle.
I wish it took me 2 weeks.
Oh God,
see a weight gain.
I would say at least a month. Now the study I was referring to was a 14-week study, so even over 3 months. So give it time. And as far as exercises, I mentioned earlier that diet is more important than exercise, but exercise is still important. So the recommendations that are good for building a horse's top line is, we have an article coming out soon on kissing spines. And so the recommendations for those horses, which is long and low, exercises that lift the back, lower the neck. So bring up the horse's top line like a suspension bridge. Am I using that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So there's a Pessoa system, or any kind of system like that encourages them to use their body correctly. Cavaletti, we always recommend heel work. Transitions. Now we're getting into discipline specific. So whether you're Western or English or jumping or dressage, it can be sets, like intervals. Like I just did a driving thing where we did 5 minutes of walk and 5 minutes of trot. Transitions are good. Lateral work. So, but in your discipline. So in your sport, find those things that are going to ask your horse to use and develop his muscles. Have the supplement or the good feed in place, and I think you'll be good to go. And then just give it time.